The famous Pittsburgh steel curtain defense has been letting in a little too much light over the past couple of years, especially in the form of big plays and long sustained drives. Well, they go into the draft last night with that in mind and helped bring back their identity as a suffocating defense with the drafting of outside linebacker Ryan Shazier out of Ohio State. Shazier is touted as being the fastest linebacker in the draft since Brian Urlacher way back in the day when the Bears picked him, and that's saying something. And that's going to be helpful because with Lawrence Timmons and Shazier in the same linebacking core, that'll make them comparable to the San Francisco 49ers crew over on the West Coast, and they're going to need it. They're going to need that speed and that lateral movement that Shazier brings when chasing around the new Cleveland Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel. But I digress. Speaking of teams which got a steal at the end of the first round at quarterback, it wasn't just the Cleveland Browns that made waves last night in the 2014 draft. Those Minnesota Vikings sneak up and steal or trade for the 32nd pick and nab Teddy Bridgewater, who was just sitting there. Now this is a high reward, low risk prospect because the CBA salary slotting, if you will, prevents a team from killing themselves or mortgaging their future on a quarterback in the first round, especially at the 32nd pick. Of course, they're going to get a bargain because of all the hoopla that was made over the less than impressive pro day put on by Bridgewater when he wasn't wearing gloves, and maybe he should have. But Bridgewater, if you just look at the film, was a very good quarterback. He helped put Louisville on the map. Remember, that's a basketball school, and Bridgewater helped put them on the football map. So this guy could do the same thing in Minnesota, a forgotten football city, building a new stadium. They can give him the keys after possibly watching and learning from Matt Castle, who played very well last year. So I don't think Bridgewater will start right away, but he could watch and learn from Matt Castle and then take over if he pans out. And I don't see why he won't, because this guy shows he has character. One thing a coach like Zimmer is going to look for in a quarterback is this guy a really good teammate? Will he take one for the team and sacrifice himself? And he's proven it, because in life he was ready to give up his whole football career. He was a touted prospect, young player, and he was ready to give up football to take care of his mom, who was diagnosed with a deadly disease. She would have none of it and wouldn't let him quit. However, he just wanted to do what he thought was the right thing, and the kind of guy who will do for others is going to be a worthwhile prospect in the NFL, especially at quarterback where you need leadership. So there you have it, the Pittsburgh Steel Curtain defense making a comeback with outside linebacker Ryan Shazier out of Ohio State, and possibly the steal, other than Johnny Manziel, of the first round of the draft, quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder of his own, because a lot of teams just passed him up like he wasn't even there. Minnesota Vikings, new stadium, new quarterback, things are looking up.